to RCKicks. On today's show, we're going to build this little puppy. Now, it's been sitting in the background for a few days. I was hoping to do this a few days ago to bring it to you a bit quicker, but the last build took a lot longer than I expected, so it ran over a little bit. Anyway, you don't need to know this because you're now watching it, which means it's done. So, the Avante Comical, not so sure. If you haven't seen the unboxing video, I'll put a link up here. Some of the comments, it's very interesting, all the comments in that video and on the RCKicks Facebook page. This seems to really divide people. People that have them seem to really love them. A lot of people think they're just awful and they're really bad, and then putting the Avante name on it. Some people see them as pointless. Some people say it's good for the junior people, bringing in new people to the hobby. I honestly need to see the sales figures and the demographic. I honestly don't know. So for me, I am on the fence at the moment. I honestly don't know. So hopefully this is going to persuade me and I'm going to end up loving this car. Some cars you end up loving more than others. Some cars you think you're going to like and you hate. It's all in the building, driving and things like that. So I won't bore you with all the unboxing and getting all the stuff out. We'll just do the magic of YouTube and I'll have it all done for you. Yes, lovely. Oh, I wish that worked in most life. That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? Right, let's kick off with page... Well, you think it'd be page 1, but it's never page 1. Page 4. Okay, right, so we're going to need the main chassis. God, it's a weird chassis with all the gears that run all the way through the middle of it. No drive shafts, no propeller drives. Just cogs all the way through. So there's a whole bag of cogs. So I'm guessing we're going to eat through loads of bearings. Yeah, there's quite a few bearings for this car. Obviously, I'm not using these. I've got my own bearings, so that's the plan. Right, so we're going to make up the diffs first. So let's make a start. Okay, so we've just finished page 6. The driveline is in. I've just fitted the motor. I'm just putting a silver can in it for now. I've actually got some sports tunes motors coming because I need to put them into a couple of cars. So I picked up a few, but I'll put it in for now. It's easy enough to change afterwards. You get two choices. You can run an 18 or 20 tooth pinion, which if you want to run the 20 tooth is... does it say AV pinion gear set 50356, which is a 20. It does mention an SP356.20.21 tooth, but from what I can see, it just says you've got an MA7 18 tooth, which is what's in the kit, and you can run a 20 tooth as well, just to get the legs on it a little bit more, I guess. But we'll see. Right, next we move on to the arms. Nothing super difficult about that at all. If anything, that was quite a fun little project. Lots of bearings. So you'll definitely need a lot of bearings. I've just wiped out my whole stash of bearings. There is a... in the driveline alone, there is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16... 18 bearings. Could be 16, but 18 I think. 18 bearings. That's a lot. Right, so next we move on to the arms. Right, that's finishing the arms front and rear. God, look how short the wheelbase is, it's tiny. So we're just finishing up page 8 and then top of page 9, number 16. So next we've got to move on to do the suspension. Nothing special there, standard stuff. It's oil, which is great. Only problems I had, little mistakes. When you put the arms together in 2 pieces, you got to make sure you get the orientation around the right way. I put one upside down because they look very similar. There's a little tiny notch on each one to tell you which way up it should be, so just check that. But how it manifests itself is if you put one around the wrong way, it actually doesn't line up correctly, so you can't get the upright in. So if you're building one and you have this problem, you can force it, don't do that. Just check it and flip it over the other way. They should fit in nice and easy. Also, the pin that goes all the way through doesn't really line up correctly. It does if you push it, but it should be nice and straight and simple. So that's how it manifests itself if you make that mistake. Right, I'm going to build the suspension now and then come right back. So there you go, that's all the suspension on the arms and everything. No issues whatsoever with that, and it actually feels quite good. There's a reasonable amount of travel. The rear ones are exactly the same as the front, apart from there's a spacer to stop you bottoming them out. Bottoming them out? Yeah, that'll do. Right, next we've got to put a servo in here. So that's the next thing. So I need to dig out a servo and get the servo horn and everything on it. So that's the next thing, but we're coming along. Tiny little thing, it's almost as big as my hand, look. It's really, really small. Right, let's keep going. Right, all the electronics are in, and that was pretty easy. They just basically stuck on the top, and the steering servo is bolted on the side, so very different. And then the whole thing swivels, and that's where you put the battery in. So yeah, I can see why they're trying to cram it into a small area, and then the body just sits over the top and hides the lot. So I did the wheelie bar as well. I extended my wheelie bar. You get 2 options. I don't really want to be pulling wheelies. I may even add some extra weights at the front. I'm not a big fan of that. So I've extended the wheelie bar, which means it shortens the angle when the wheelie bar kicks in. So that's it. So next we've got to put the rear kind of fake exhaust pipes on, and then we're getting really close. After that we've got to fit the switch mount plate, get the wheels and tyres done, and we're almost finished from the chassis point of view. It's actually been real fun. Really super easy, nothing difficult at all, just plodding along, enjoying myself, no stresses whatsoever. And yeah, it's dinky. I think running it with LiPo would be better because I've got a battery in it right now and it's getting a bit heavy. Right, okay, let's keep going. We're almost at the end of the chassis build now, so yeah, I'm really liking it. So there you go, the chassis is all finished, all the electrics are in, the car runs and it drives fine. It was a lovely build, very simple, didn't take that long at all. There's a lot of spare parts on the trees that you don't use. Also there's a few other option parts, like you can put a full-size bumper that goes right across, which looks like a big girder. I guess that's if you're going to let children run it to protect it a little bit more, so you can swap that out. I've got the options for the lights with this kit, but I didn't want to have the spotlights on the front because I wanted to keep it like an Avante. I also swapped the bumper over the other way as I think it looks better. So that's just a personal choice. You can leave it as what you want and it still works just fine. Nothing else really to do. It's all fully dialed in and everything like that. So next we've got to do the body. I was about to say paint the body, but then we don't. It comes with a pre-made body, so all I've got to do is cut out the body and then cut all the decals out and put them on. So that's the next thing. Let's cut the body out. So there you have it, fully finished Avante Comical with the driver in and all the decals done, all the electrics are working, it's basically finished. What did I think of the build? Well, the build is easy, very simple, nothing challenging really. One mistake I did make was when you put this sticker on that goes around the cockpit, you've got to be careful, they don't give you any extra at the top. So what happens is that if you go fractionally low at the front, when the time you get round to here, you've got a gap of about 3 mil. So when you lay up this black line, make sure it's quite far off of the paint. I kind of did it in the middle. The black line is in the middle of where the paint ends, and I did the black line, but really it's got to be more towards this end to join. I basically came up with the idea that I put the sticker, the eject sticker, over the gap, so that's the kind of gap that I had. But of course, once you feed it all the way up, to pull it all off, to put it back on again. Plus, when I lined up the front here, I lined it up by the glass so it all fits nicely. So it would have been nice if Tamiya had given you a little bit more that you could overlap and then cut, but you can't, so be careful of that one. That was the only gotcha that I had. So next, let's take it for a run in the garden and see what we think.
Yeah, push over the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over the limits with you right now.
So there you go, I hope you enjoyed the build. It was fun, I really enjoyed it myself, and can I recommend it? Still a bit on the fence. I will keep this one and it will go into my Avante collection, so I like it that much. Would I go out now and buy, say, the Frog Comical or the Grasshopper Comical? Probably more than I would have, but only if I saw it at a really good price. But if you're looking for a introduction to your young child, I can recommend this, and my children seem to really like the look of it and things like that, and they like the driver being more cartoony like, so I'll give it thumbs up. It does roll over a little bit, but there is some modifications you can do to extend the wheelbase. You can also adjust the suspension to lower the car, so that's probably something I'll do to fettle it a little bit more. because I just don't want it to keep rolling over when you go around the corners, especially if it's only running on a silver can. So if I put something a little bit faster in it, it'll probably just keep rolling over more and more. So you want to adjust the stance a little bit, really. Right, thanks very much. Please like and subscribe. Don't forget to head over to RCKicks Facebook group. Also, if you'd like some stickers, we've got some RCKicks stickers, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Check out one of these RCKicks videos for some more RC fun.